Hello and welcome to Projects 101. I thought I might try something a little bit different this week and do a voiceover as well as a project which is, I guess, a bit topical with the craziness of everyone using all the toilet paper and the run on the supermarkets. I took inspiration from a Peter Brown episode where he made micarta out of a book, so I thought I might do the same and give it a go doing it out of toilet paper. The resin I'm using here is mixed 2-to-1 by weight, and then it's a case of just making up a disposable mould and then covering each of the pieces of toilet paper thoroughly and then laying them flat into the mould while squishing them down at the corners to try and get rid of any air pockets. And then into the pressure pot it goes for approximately 12 hours until it is nice and hard, and then that way any bubbles between the layers kind of get squished out anyway. Now that it's out of the pressure pot, I get to demold it and have the first look at the layers from the side. And it's rock hard. It's actually harder than most of my other blanks that I've used, so it should turn quite nicely. Next, it's just a case of measuring up the length of the blank and cutting it on the table saw just to get rid of any extra from the end, and then drilling a hole right down the middle, ready for the pen insert. Just like most pen kits, it's a case of just scuffing up the inner tube and then applying a liberal amount of Gorilla Glue. I really like this stuff because it expands to help fill any gaps. Now it's back to the drill press just to trim up the blank before putting it on the lathe. So then it's onto the 7mm pen mandrel with some spacers and a locking nut. Now the fun and the messy part begins, where we take the bulk of the stock off and get it down to a rough pen shape. Once the pen's down to its final shape, we just need to make sure the pen blank is in line with the bushings, and then we're off to sanding. For this pen I'm starting at 150 grit and then once it's smooth, then I'll sand across the length of the pen and then move up to the next grit, which will be 240. At this point I do swap out to my nylon bushings, which allows me to get a closer finish without touching my metal bushings with the sandpaper. And now on to my favourite step, which is the finishing off with Yorkshire grit. I've both used the original and microfine, and it just brings it to a fantastic shine. Just want to say a big thank you for those that watched right through to the end. If you haven't already liked and subscribed, that would be awesome if you could. And also I've got a couple of playlists here if you want to see some of my other projects.